The rooftops of Dubrovnik tell a story. Overlooking the Adriatic, Croatia's southernmost city was under Balkan siege between October 1991 and May 1992. Over 2,000 military shells were deposited on the old town from the hilltops above. Post-war, UNESCO spearheaded Dubrovnik's restoration. The famous roofline required over 500,000 replacement tiles. Their new lustre is still slightly at odds with the medieval buildings they crown. And the City of Festivals has staged a remarkable fight back. The cruise ships have returned, and at high season the streets bustle with tourists. So, with the leisure market in Dubrovnik's reputation for unbridled hospitality re-established, its convention bureau turns its attention to enticing corporate meetings and incentives.
Leisure market is focused on high season. September is month when we are starting with meetings, corporate meetings, congresses, all the time by end of November. Then again in the spring, early March, up to end of June. So we are targeting Western Europe, Eastern Europe as well, then US. So we have a lot of corporate clients and associations from all over the world. We are like a new, fresh destination.
It's a great destination. I mean, this is fantastic what is around here. Croatia itself is known for the hospitality and still the good old style, which I wish would be present still in Central Europe, Western Europe, where people have to be more careful in spending money on hospitality. So this is a big advantage of this area.
Last year we had, according to state statistics, 373 different meetings, events in Dubrovnik, and that is 25% more than 2010. We are approaching the associations, mostly medical, pharmaceutical, but also IT, banking, financial. We had really large numbers of Far East. Yes, we have Japanese, then Thailand, South Korea, China. We are opening India now, Brazil as well. So I think that all new markets first discover Dubrovnik here in Europe. Then they slowly go to the other parts of Croatia and the region.
This old city is a real old city. When you walk through the gates and you are all of a sudden in the middle of different times, and you can imagine so much how people lived here before. And when you start walking in the side roads, you realize that people are still living here and that you are walking through their living room, more or less. This is amazing and fantastic, and this is part of it, that you're not like in Disneyland, but this is real and still real.
During the summer season, there are plenty of events, music events, the famous DJs, famous performance. We have beautiful fortress, historical Palace Ravelin. And there are many events organized, so people just love that. And in the old city, mingling through those streets and restaurants, sitting outside, a lot of bars, a lot of young people.
Dubrovnik is at peace, and as dusk descends, so the laughter rises. The fallout from war, though, does not go unforgotten.
In the period from 1991 to 1995, everything stopped, really, meaning tourism stopped, which is the main business in Dubrovnik.
I become too emotional when I remember, what was going on in 91, 92. Most of us were crying, watching our city, and never thinking about ourselves, only about our children and fathers, mothers, and crying for the city but with a great hope that someone will realize that it should be stopped, and the war finally stopped, and we were seeking, for tourists to come straight away.
This is a good investment. Whatever it costed, it was worth it. Every single cent was worth it. And people in the city suffered so much during the war, like in other cities on the Balkan as well. But Dubrovnik had a hard fight to fight. And it's great that just a few years, some 20 years ago, there was still war going on. Just within 20 years, the city could recover in a way like it has recovered. And when you listen to their plans for the future, this is going to be definitely a destination for the future in many respects, also in the meeting industry.
After the process of reconstruction and refurbishment of the hotels, even of the city, step by step the hotels were starting to improve their facilities, conference facilities, refurbish themselves so they are now in very high quality. Dubrovnik has 45 hotels, 12 of them are with 5-star, 9 of them are 4-star hotels, 22 are 3-star hotels. Most of them are able to host small conferences, so we are having very good congress capacities, but we are still missing a conference center or a convention center.
There are a lot of speculations, do we need a conference center or not? How big it could be. It must be a multifunctional, can't be just, can be a concert hall, can be that we can organize many other events, and also, of course, the conference to accept larger conferences.
I think the success of Dubrovnik as a meeting destination is a combination of the word-of-mouth promotion from leisure tourists, and again together mixed with the good conference facilities. The few major Croatian DMCs are based in Dubrovnik, so we are very pleased that we can recommend those DMCs to help the Congress organizers or to associations, to everyone who needs the assistance to address to them, and they will, of course, provide the better possible assistance.
Just two of the plans they're going to have for the future is that on the top of the hill where the cable car goes, they want to build 2 brand new golf courses, one 18 holes, one 9 holes, plus the driving range, and around there just a hotel investment with some 3,000 beds. Then they do plan a congress hall for 3,000 participants. One more, not to put so much pressure by visitors on the old town, is to develop other places in town as, let's say, party places, like something like a waterfront area, what you can see already in San Francisco or Cape Town. I'm sure they're gonna make that happen in the future as well. All not to put too much pressure on the old town, because the old town cannot stand too many people at the same time.
I think still Dubrovnik is a brand for whole region. And when I mentioned that I'm coming from Dubrovnik and want to present Dubrovnik, people already know where we are, and they always say, oh, it's a beautiful city. So even if they haven't visited it. So in that case, it's much easier for me to present this beautiful destination.